it's Jackie. I have Marisol with me today. I am so excited because her son has had some crazy stuff happen with Transform. It's probably one of the most impactful things that I've heard with this. So, Marisol, if you just want to take it away, I'm going to move it to solo screen. I'm not even going to distract anybody with myself. I want you to have the full screen. I want you to just kind of tell his story.
Well, thank you so much, Jackie. Yes, I absolutely agree with you. That is one of the most impactful, I guess, things I've ever seen. So my son was diagnosed about 10 years ago. And let me just start off by saying that this is not a cure. Um, we're not diagnosing or anything like that. We're not preventing anything, but I know Transform is helping him. So, with that being said, my son was diagnosed with high sugars um, 3 days before his 10th birthday. And my son is a very athletic person. He's 19 now, by the way. He's a very athletic person. He was actually, at the time diagnosed, he was a pitcher in Little League. And I noticed a change in him when he was running off the mound and saying, "Mom, I gotta pee. I really gotta pee." And I'm like, oh my gosh, I know what these signs are. So I'm just letting you guys know, just read between the lines. And hopefully when you see the data, you can put it all together. And I'm sure if you have any questions, Jackie or not, or I can, answer those for you at a later time. But anyway, so the doctor told me, yeah, he has this condition. It's a lifelong condition. And I was devastated because as a mom, and Jackie can testify to this, any mom can testify to this, that your first priority is to take care of your child, to make sure they're safe. And if you can take the hurt and pain away from them, you would. So when I found out that he had these high sugars and low sugars, and that one of his organs are not working properly, it was very hard. He slept in my husband and I bedroom for like 2 years on the couch because we had to monitor his sugar levels. And there was one time that I remember that I freaked out because his sugars were at a good level. They were like 187 for his type. And then it dropped like in 7 minutes to 47 or 46, something like that. Yes. And I literally was freaking out. I was crying. I took my Bible and I was just reading the whole night because I'm like, how can this be? Like, this is my precious child, right? And it was just part of what he has to go through, unfortunately. So when we were in Vegas 10 years later, right? When we were in Vegas, prior to Vegas, I saw some people using the same kind of machine to monitor the glucose levels. And I was like, wait a minute, what is going on here in our company? Like, if they're doing the stuff that I think they're doing, nah, this is crazy. This is gonna be mind-blowing. People are not gonna believe. It's gonna be explosive. So needless to say, when I was in Vegas and I saw and I heard what they came out with Transform, that you take these pills, these enzymes, these plant-based enzymes, and it converts your glucose, your sugar, carbs to fiber. I was like, wait a minute, excuse me, hold up. I had to like process it, and then the tears started flowing. Wow. Because I knew exactly, Jackie, what this meant for me and my family. Because although my son at this time cannot be cured, because we don't know about the future, and I have a huge faith, we don't know what's in store for the future, but I know at this present time, it's been such a blessing that my husband is like, this is remarkable. And, it's hard to convince the husbands of things, right? Mm-hmm. But he was like, this is remarkable. And it is remarkable. Let me just show you the proof, right? So this is my son's sugars on a normal day. This is 24 hours. Now, if you notice, it tops off at 400. After 400, if it goes higher,
Oh my goodness, that is so high.
It is very high. And this could be after he ate. It could be sometimes when he exercises, it goes up. It depends. And sometimes it'll go down. And I believe you've seen the picture of my son. My
Yes.
son is very healthy, slim,
Yeah.
I'm the one who needs the weight loss, but that's another story. But it tops off there, and I'm freaking out as a mom because things can happen. You can go into a coma. You A lot of things can happen, right? And then it drops, right? And it
Yeah.
goes really low, and then it goes back up and down. And I say these are his roller coasters because he's studying to be an engineer and wants to do work on roller coasters. So I say these are his roller coaster sugar levels. And this is a typical day of my son. So imagine how he feels. He's in college, he works. Imagine how he feels if his sugar is too high or too low. When it's low, he gets very panicked, and he'll run, like he'll shove stuff in his mouth just so his sugar can go up. And it freaks you out because it's like, okay, what's going on, and sometimes the machine is not right, or he has to calibrate it. Like it happened yesterday, he had to calibrate his machine. So he's like, no, mom, I'm okay. And I'm like, all right, just making sure. He's like, no, I just need to calibrate my machine. So I'm like, all right, fine. So I already know what that means, right? But when I came back from Vegas on that Monday, he came out of school and I said, hey, Jojo, I need to talk to you. This is very important. He's like, oh gosh, what is going on? He goes, Mom, I didn't do anything. I promise. You were just gone. My husband is like looking at him. He's like, please just listen to your mom. Right. And he's like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? What's going on? And I said, look, I just need you to take these pills. Okay. And he's like, oh gosh, here we go again. And I said, look, this is serious, son. I'll pay you $25 a week if you take it. He goes, all right, bet. And I'm like, okay, bet. Just take the pills and let me monitor you, okay? And so my husband, he just came out of school, so he was really hungry. And my son drives. So that's another concern of my son, is that when he's driving, he can have a low. So in his car, in my car, my daughter's car, in everybody's car, we have sugar tablets, we have like peanut butter, crackers, all these things to make sure that he's okay. And before he even leaves anywhere, I mean, he makes sure that he eats a little something, just in case anything happens. Thank God to this day, nothing has happened. But anyway, so he's like, Mom, but I'm hungry right now. I said, please just take these 2 pills and then at least wait 15 minutes. Let Dad put the big slices of pizza in the oven. And it was like the restaurant size pizza, not Domino's, that they're smaller. It was a bigger slice. So he had that. He had an ice cream sandwich, a little bit of fries, and like 1 chicken drumstick or something, or a chicken wing. So when he took it, he was right here. He was pretty good. Okay. And then it went up a little. And then the whole rest of the night. Now, this is a 12-hour, because when I woke up and I saw this and not seeing all this craziness, because usually at night he'll wake up and go to the pantry and eat because his sugar is dropping. But when I saw this, my tears came down, and my husband's like, that is freaking remarkable, Marisol. Like, this is crazy. This is insane. And I'm like, yes, it is. I'm like, so imagine how his A1C is going to be when he gets it rechecked, right? Oh. So, and it's just pretty remarkable that he can stay like this for 12 hours. And this is normal for him. This is like amazing. And, the last thing any parent wants is to know that, because I've heard a lot of stories about how people can't get their medication, or how some people have a low and they pass away, or a high and they go into a coma. And, I just thank God for this product, because if we can continue to stop this and do this, his life is going to be really good.
Oh my
with
God.
his health, like vision, kidneys, um, you know, they also get neuropathy. I mean, a whole plethora of other things can happen because you don't have controlled sugars. And, you know, this is his testimony. This is his testimonial. And I know as a parent, I just feel so blessed and overwhelmed right now. Like
Yeah.
every time I think about it, my eyes start to water because if this can help one person or help millions of people, parents will rest better. And I know, like, we've been doing this for 10 years, and I tell you now, I get the best sleep unless his Dexcom has to be calibrated or something, you know. But yeah, this is definitely, I think, my favorite product now. This
I
is
bet. Oh, that's so good.
yes.
Marisol, I've heard the story, but I guess I had
Mhm.
never heard it from start to finish from your own words,
Yeah.
and that is so powerful. So if you guys know of anybody, we are not allowed to say the names of diseases. That's why
Mhm.
Marisol was being very careful about the words she was using. But if you have anybody that deals with high blood sugars or low blood sugars, you all know my story about how I had to get up and eat for about a decade every single night, and then I wore a blood glucose monitor and realized it's because that, and that's why I was even went to like nutritionists and chiropractors and doctors, and like, why am I eating in the middle of the night? This is so weird. And
Yeah.
then when I wore my monitor, I realized, oh, it's because my blood sugars are dropping. So if you guys can deal with or are dealing with any of that, or if you just could, like, I don't know about you, but I just feel so much more energy now. And my mind is clear. I mean, Marisol's a teacher, so I'm sure
I just
she,
came from teaching, and let me tell you, my parent was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm tired," and this other like, "I'm tired." I'm like, you know, I haven't really been tired lately, and
that's
I'm
so
thinking I'm getting the best sleep. I mean, the best sleep, and I woke up at 3 in the morning because of his calibration, right?
Mhm.
But and then I went back to sleep, and I felt like, and I woke up. My alarm woke me up. I showered, driving. I'm all happy, and I'm like, wow, I have like the best energy ever. And yeah, I drink my mojo, but it's a different thing. And like the brain fog and
Yes,
just like the cravings, oh my gosh, it is remarkable. It
it
is
is
remarkable.
so good. I love it. All right. Well, thank you, Marisol, for sharing his story. I really
You're
appreciate it.
welcome. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, help with anything, just go back to the person who invited you to watch this video, and I know they'd love to give you more info. All right. God bless everybody.